All right, so I was just talking with a student in here, and guys, let's address some situations with this. So we did the first one here, and what I find, just like you did, is that I'm following along, and the line is too long. The shape, I have a sense of the shape, but the proportions could be off. The angles of things aren't quite there, especially if I'm following along, just taking a line. And so all of you will probably experience this. If you're following a line and you kind of just follow that line, and it doesn't necessarily make it the right size compared to other things. So how do we address that? And that's a good thing to do, and just know that when you're drawing in this method, you will have a lot of that result. You will not have things be accurate, proportionally accurate. So if you want to fix that, what you really need to do is to look at your leaves or whatever it is you're looking at. Think about this, and then we draw the structure, and from the video it might be more like this. You draw a structure that's going to contain it, if you will, just like you would with when you draw a person, the bubble for the head or angles or whatever. So if I wanted this to be accurate, I'm not going to start with just clean lines. I'm going to start by just breaking it down. I'm going to find my points, and I'm going to go, okay, there's that. This line goes through, just kind of make it simple. This one comes up at an angle. And I make sure that, and then I'm going to break it into how big are these pieces, more or less. I don't know if you can see this. I'll do this in dark Sharpie so you can see what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing here, and don't do this in dark Sharpie, please. This should be done lightly in pencil. So I'm just seeing the shape of the whole thing in angles and proportions. How big is this to how big is that? About right. How big is this part to that part? And then you can kind of just box things in. Those leaves are gonna kind of break down at a certain angle. And all this is not a very good contour drawing at all. It isn't a contour drawing. It is a geometric breakdown of the composition. Does that make sense? So this would be done in pencil, lightly, if you wanted this to be accurate. And then, so I'd have a drawing like this done in pencil, and then for the space, I would actually go in and draw much more accurately the actual contours within that shape that I'm drawing. And I don't think you should always spend, and like I said in college art class, just take one. You don't have to spend your time getting everything accurate all the time. Sometimes it's good to just see and absorb the sense of line. The contour is line. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Does that help? That makes sense. So you structure the whole thing if you want it to be accurate, just like if you're drawing a person. If I'm drawing a person and I just use this method, people don't necessarily look very accurate, but there are features about them that really do come across. So that would be kind of a part 2. This is also a number 17.